This is absolutely massive, as the Celtics have had an injury with Kristaps Porzingis, which hasn't been great, but it has unlocked the NBA's best bench that we have seen. We've seen in recent games from Luke Kornet, Xavier Tillman, Sam Hauser, Payton Pritchard, even Al Horford, the stay ready, step up and deliver for this Celtics squad. And in my honest opinion, these guys are fit for an NBA roster's bench, and they are playoff ready. We're going to be diving in, looking at how impactful these guys have been in the recent games and how I think they're going to contribute to this Celtics squad once we get into the playoff rotation. We'll also be looking at Joe Mazzulla getting some hate and diving a little bit more into the Kristaps Porzingis injury. All of that and more on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz. Before we dive in on any Boston Celtics content, we have two new places you guys can follow us and support the Boston Celtics. If you guys want, we have a Twitter. Now we'll link it down in the description, but if you want to stay tuned, get game updates, get game reactions, that is a place for you to interact with us as well. And we also have a Celtics channel in our Digest Media Discord. This is where you guys can give us reactions, catch up when our videos are live, talk to us in an informal way and a little bit easier than the comment section, and even interact with other Celtics fans in the channel. It's absolutely perfect. There are also other channels in the Digest Media Discord for the Raptors, the Mavericks, other NBA content, NHL. So if that interests you, make sure to join the links down below. But let's dive in. Let's get into this video. First thing first, Joe Mazzulla is getting some hate, and it's absolutely egregious that Joe Mazzulla is getting this non-deserved hate, in my honest opinion. Joe Mazzulla has been a fantastic coach for this team ever since he stepped foot into Boston. Yeah, he's had a little bit of hiccups as he was, the youngest head coach last year, but he did bring this Celtics squad to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals in a terrific year with having no assistants and having no control of this squad. This year, he's changed the culture of this team. Having his assistants in Sam Cassell and everything like that has proven that Joe Mazzulla is a fantastic head coach for this Celtics team and one of the best head coaches in the entire NBA. He's proving that with the Celtics being a dominant team in the Eastern Conference, and he's getting some hate for some crazy things diving in about his block shot versus Royce O'Neal. So if we want to dive in and look at this, we can see that he is getting absolutely hated by a bunch of other people because he went to block Royce O'Neal's shots. People saying that he doesn't deserve to be this guy. He doesn't deserve all this credit. He's not a player. He can't do that. But Joe Mazzulla has that right. He doesn't want these players shooting when the Celtics are playing great defense, and he doesn't want these guys getting, free shots. Royce O'Neal was 0 for 7 from the field, looking like an absolute bum out there for the Phoenix Suns, and he absolutely sent a message saying that this Celtics team does not play around. And those Celtics fans were defensive as well. If we want to look at Charles Barkley as well, he had some very, very bad comments about Joe Mazzulla, saying that he would have knocked the hell out of him. I'm not going to lie. I would have hit him. I'm going to tell you, I don't like it. What if he stepped on his ankle and had me hurt himself badly? He can't do that. Come on, man. Shaq, when he saw that, was laughing, realizing that Chuck was reaching badly on this hate for Joe Mazzulla. It was just not called for at all. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm a huge Joe Mazzulla stan. I really, really appreciate what he's done for this culture, for this team, putting this team in the right direction. And the players are backing him up as well. We want to look at this tweet from Noah Dazzell, who interviewed Derrick White talking about Joe Mazzulla's shot contest, saying that he liked it and it was a good contest. And Jayson Tatum was also voicing about it, saying it was Joe just being Joe. That's who Joe is. When he did that, I wasn't caught off guard. I expect him as one of the coaches to do that. Gotta love Joe for him. And that's what you want to see out of these Celtics players. Believing in their coach, having faith in him, and trusting him with everything that they do. Even if it's him, going to block a shot and being a little goofy, there's no hurt, there's no harm. Royce O'Neal was terrible from shooting from the range, and it did not affect the game at all. The Celtics were there to send a message, and they definitely did that. It was an absolutely fantastic game, and Joe even had to say on his contest that if I'm going to ask guys to contest stuff, staff is going to do the same, and that's what you want to hear. Like I mentioned, Joe Mazzulla is bought into this franchise. He is one of us. He is one of these Celtics fans, these diehard guys that want to see his team succeed, and he's strictly business, takes no BS, and that's what you want to see out of a guy who's leading a team into a deep playoff run, because once we get closer and closer to the end of the year, and we start, competing and stuff, he is going to be locked in with a bunch of these guys, and I'm just ecstatic to see that. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys think that Joe got this deserved unnecessary hate? Because I think it's absolutely ridiculous that fans are calling out, and media people are calling out Joe Mazzulla. Quit it. We want to get into the next topic at hand, which is kind of diving in, looking at the Kristaps Porzingis injury update, kind of giving you guys a little bit of a synopsis. As we all know, Kristaps Porzingis has been out since last Sunday when we played the Phoenix Suns, which we beat them twice in a week. Let's not forget about that. But he's been out since then. We've obviously seen the Celtics play the Suns twice, the Blazers, and the Jazz. Now, two of those teams, let's be real here, the Blazers and the Jazz, not the greatest in the NBA. They're not going to be doing that great. Celtics are expected to beat them. But Kristaps Porzingis' timeline with his injury, even though there's an uncertain timeline, it looks like he's going to be coming back sooner than Celtics fans, or sooner than people think, and that makes Celtics fans will be very, very happy. We want to look at this quote here from a Mass Live article. Joe Mazzulla said that Kristaps is getting better and better. He was out there on the court today, and he's progressing, and I don't think it's long-term, but I think we just kind of see how he is day to day. But he's got steps feeling good, and he's out there working today with the guys. The Celtics will kick off their busy stretch of the schedule on Sunday. That includes 5 games over 7 days. So whenever Porzingis does return, look for him to get plenty of added rest and recovery until the end of the regular season. And I totally agree. I think this is the smart move for the Celtics. Obviously, playing against teams like the Suns where they know they could have used their bench and kind of done that, fine, rest Porzingis. When you're playing against Portland and Utah, rest Porzingis. We need him healthy for this playoffs. Like we mentioned at the beginning of the year, Kristaps Porzingis rested and dealt with his whole plantar fasciitis problem and not playing in the summer Euro games with Latvia for these reasons, for the Celtics to, pursue and push deep into the playoffs. And as a fan, that's what you want to see. And honestly, I'm not scared at all. Kristaps Porzingis could rest for, a week or two, and I think we would be totally okay with the Celtics. Yeah, we might lose a couple games here and there, but we already have 50 wins, and we're close to even possibly breaking a 60-20 win season, which is just absolutely ridiculous to me. In my honest opinion, I think is why the Celtics are, being a little bit cautious with Kristaps Porzingis, and they have to be, which is the smart decision. By the time that we hit April, guys like Jaylen Brown, Jayson, Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis, there's going to be no need to play because we played teams like the Hornets and the Wizards the last 2 games. Why do we need our guys possibly getting hurt or possibly getting injured, even if they don't have their best players out there either? It just doesn't make any sense. Before we get into the last topic at hand today, I want to let you guys know that we're switching over the streams. We're going to be doing watch-along streams from now on. So if that interests you, make sure to join the watch-along streams. The next game, I believe, is on Sunday. So we will have a watch-along stream during the game. We'll also be, doing those post-game videos still to break down that stuff. So if you do enjoy those post-game live streams, there will be videos to, still talk about that type of topics, breaking down the games and stuff like that. If you want to do any more live streams like that as well, let us know in the comment section what kind of live streams you would like to see, and we'll definitely incorporate those. And lastly, before we finish up this video, we need to talk about how the Stay Ready crew was locked in, because this is why the video is the main part. This is the main reason the Celtics bench is locked in, man. And when I say this, I mean it. We've seen great performances from these guys on the bench unit, even when they get into the starting lineup, and it's done wonders for this Celtics squad. We want to dive in and look couple of the box scores to highlight some of these guys for the Celtics. We want to look at the box score from last night versus the Phoenix Suns. We can see, obviously, Al Horford stepping up tremendously, hitting 6 threes for the Celtics, being that lethal shooter, that old Al Horford. He's 37 years old. Let's not forget that. And he is absolutely dominating and torched the Phoenix Suns in yesterday's night's game. This man took a little bit of a step down offensively at the beginning of the year, but really started to click up and start feeling himself. And when games like this is impactful and helpful. Al Horford has had his best stats in the regular season when he's starting. And that's just crazy to see because he could still be a starter. Everyone in the league knows that Al Horford could still be an NBA starter, but he's not yet. You want to know why he's not? Because he takes a great veteran role and takes a great appreciation in being that veteran, and it's truly done wonders. Ultimately unlocked this to be the best starting 5, but also the best starting 6 in the NBA, and this is the reason why I love Al Horford. These are the things why I appreciate him, because no player like this that's a star player is going to be doing this. No end-of-the-role player guy that wants to win a championship is going to be doing this, but Al Horford is the epitome of a true role-playing veteran that does everything for the team, and that's the main difference with this Celtics squad this year compared to last. This team is buying in to win a championship and wants to do it as a team compared to individualism. We want to look at the stats from the game versus the Utah Jazz. We saw Sam Hauser and Kornet get the starting lineups with no Jaylen Brown and no Kristaps Porzingis, and Luke Kornet has been dominant in this. We've gotten to see massive play from him and Xavier Tillman, as Xavier Tillman got his most minutes with the Boston Celtics at 27 versus this Utah Jazz team and looked unstoppable on the defensive side of the floor. I know we saw him versus Nikola Jokic. It didn't look the greatest, but I truly think that having this versatility of Xavier Tillman and Luke Kornet as the these two big men opens up so much wonders for this Celtics team, brings in such, versatility, like I mentioned, having Luke Kornet tall against the guys like Evan Mobley, Jrue Eubanks, Jared Allen, the taller, lankier guys, but having Xavier Tillman roll with the other smaller guys and a little bit of the slower guys, and having Xavier Tillman roll from another great veteran role player forward in Al Horford, who I mentioned could still be a starter. Learning his game from him, you can already see the three ball coming to life. He's getting more comfortable with it. He's attempting it in games. He's hitting it at an efficient clip. And I truly think by next season, Xavier Tillman is going to be like that Al Horford type, having that three-pointer ball and being a successful, pick and roll, pick and pop player for this Celtics team and helping out a ton. And then if we want to dive in and look at the game versus the Portland Trailblazers, Sam Hauser, man, let's not forget about him. 22 points, his career high. He shot 6 for 10 from 3 that game, and Payton Pritchard almost put up a triple-double in his first start with this Celtics team, 11, 8, and 8 in his hometown. These are the things you want to see. People hate on Sam Hauser. Oh, he's not an efficient defender. Oh, he can't defend at the rim. Look at these games. Watch this Utah Jazz game. Watch this Portland Trailblazers game. I am telling you to study this. He is an effective defender at the rim and can help out and hit a three ball at an efficient clip for this squad. A perfect 3-and-D wing. Payton Pritchard, yeah, his shot might not be the most consistent every single night, but the fact that he's fighting for those offensive rebounds and a 6'1" guard is fantastic to see. The fact that he has great chemistry with Sam Hauser and is willing to play off of him, and if he's cooking up, give him the ball and be a great playmaker for him, that's what you want to see. This whole stay ready group of, Xavier Tillman, Luke Kornet, Payton Pritchard has really, really shined in these last couple games, and it's truly, made me appreciate this bench unit and kind of look at this bench at a bigger light going into the playoffs. I truly think having this much versatility is going to help the Boston Celtics in matchups, depending on what kind of need we need. If we need some energy, throw Oshae Brissett. If we need a lanky guy, throw out Luke Kornet. If we need a guy to slow somebody down, throw Xavier Tillman out there with Al Horford. If we need, a little bit of a hot shot, throw Sam Hauser out there. Let's get him hot. Let's keep him cooking up from 3. The Celtics have so much versatility and so much pluggability that I truly think that teams aren't going to know how to match up versus us, because we're going to be using different lineups with different players and different schemes every single night in every single series, which truly does wonders for this squad. Finally, before we leave, we're starting a new thing. So if you guys made it to this point in the video, we appreciate it, but we're starting comment of the day. And this comment here is from the post-game live stream from Daniel Babylon saying, "I've seen enough. Jaylen Brown worth every penny of his contract, and man, oh man, is he definitely worth that." Well, let's look back at, look at the stats here from last night. 37 points for Jaylen Brown with a ferocious steal and slam on Grayson Allen at the end of the game, up 15 to send a message to this Phoenix Suns squad. Now, obviously, he did not play versus the Utah Jazz, but versus the Portland Trailblazers, he also dropped a 27-point game on an efficient 13 from 29. He has been absolutely cooking since he's been back from All-Star break, averaging 28 points, turning all these Celtics haters around, making all these Celtics fans. Where are the Jaylen Brown haters? Let's be real. Where are they? They're gone. You don't see them on Twitter. You don't see them anywhere. All they say is left hand. All they say is no defense. No context NBA. Dunk Central. They've proved it wrong. Everyone knows that Jaylen Brown is an effective two-way player, effective two-way wing, probably the best. And it's just ridiculous that he's still getting hate. We need to respect this man. He deserved every penny. And I better not hear any more hate during the playoffs if Jaylen Brown messes up, because this man is carrying the Celtics squad post All-Star break. Like I said, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I greatly appreciate it. If you guys do want to join the Discord or the Twitter, like I mentioned, they will be linked, and we would greatly appreciate you guys there. Just help support and talk some Boston Celtics. Like I mentioned, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. I'm Bruce Veliz, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.